Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be nicknaming UFC fighters that don't currently have a nickname, right? So it's a pretty self-explanatory video. Just a cool, quick, fun video. And yeah, when I was doing my research, there's actually quite a lot of fighters that don't have nicknames, which is kind of surprising. So yeah, I'm going to be giving them nicknames based on their personality, the way they fight, and what I think would sound good, right? So I'm gonna do one for each division, right? So first up, we got flyweight. So flyweight, we got what's going on here? We got Tatsuru the Twisted Taira, right? So I think this is a cool nickname. We got the alliteration with the four T's, right? Sounds cool. Tatsuru the Twisted Taira. It also makes sense because he's a grappler, right? So as a grappler, he's gonna be twisting people's limbs off, right? And also his movements, right? The way he just kind of grapples, he's like a wizard, right? So he has a lot of these, yeah, a lot of these kind of, I don't know how you say it, rotating movements, right? So I think this makes sense. I think it's a cool nickname. And yeah, so I'd say Tatsuro the Twisted Tire, that's what his nickname should be. Next up, we got Uma. This one's pretty, I guess pretty obvious, right? Uma the Young Eagle Nurmagomedov. Yeah, I mean, he's young cousin of Khabib. Yeah, he's from Dagestan, right? So he's a young eagle. Yeah, I think this makes sense. I was thinking of some other kind of nicknames, but I feel like with Uma, I don't know, like not to be disrespectful, but he doesn't really have anything super unique about him, right? He's a good striker, he's a good grappler, but there's nothing like super insane about him, right? He doesn't have crazy KO power, he's not the crazy, like overwhelming grappler. Yeah, so I think the Young Eagle makes sense. And I think he was one of the first guys that they were kind of introducing as kind of like a Khabib clone, right? Like they were saying, this guy's the even better, improved version of Khabib, right? Now we got like 5 of those, we got like 5, 6 of those. For Usman, we got a bunch of other ones. So yeah, I think this one makes sense. So Uma, the Young Eagle, Nurmagomedov. Up next in the featherweight division, we got Diego Lopez. So Diego I can't even pronounce. Hold on, El Relampago Lopez. So this is actually cool. I was actually doing some research. So Relampago means thunder, or sorry, lightning in Spanish, right? So this actually sounds pretty cool. I think this would be a great nickname because obviously Diego Lopez is up in Mexico, right? So he's a Spanish speaker, and yeah, Relampago is a Spanish word, right? So I think that makes sense. Also his style, right? He's fast, he's quick. He's kind of this vicious guy that comes at you relentlessly, right? So I think the lightning makes sense, right? Well, El Relampago, which is lightning in Spanish. I think that's a cool nickname. I think that makes sense for him. Yeah, so I think this is a good one for him. Next up, we got lightweight division. You already know we got Islam, the black belt killer, Makhachev. Again, this one's pretty self-explanatory, right? We have to check this brother. Who gave him, brother? Who gave him? So it's a good one, because this guy submitted so many black belts. He submitted Oliveira, Moicano, Poirier. I think Thiago Moises and Davy Ramos were also black belts, right? So that's like 5 black belts he submitted. And he's probably submitted more, in his career. Early on, or even in the Sambo days, he's probably submitted more. More black belts, right? So I think this makes sense. And yeah, it also adds to the meme, right? The meme where he's like, "Who gave him, brother? We have to check this." So I think it's a good nickname. And also, people were hinting, or people were talking about this being his nickname after he submitted Moicano. I think even Megan was talking about it. Yeah, so I think this is fitting. It's a good nickname. I think it would sound good. Next, welterweight, we got Jack the Hitman Della Maddalena. I think this is very fitting. I think the way he fights, he's kind of like this guy who takes his time, picks his shots, and he's just very cool and composed, right? He's this kind of cold guy, right? So I think that makes him the Hitman. Well, yeah, I mean, I think that makes the nickname the Hitman very fitting. I think he's also one of the guys to call out sharp. It's one of the only guys to call out sharp cut. So I think that also kind of adds to his Hitman persona, right? He's hunting these guys down, he's finishing them off, right? Yeah, so I think this makes sense. This makes sense based on his fighting style, and his demeanor. He's just a cool, composed kind of guy. So I would go with, I would go with this nickname. I think this is a good nickname. Up next in the middleweight division, we got Roman. I forgot to put his nickname, but it's Roman Dolidze. So Roman, the Georgian Bear Dolidze. I think this is very fitting. If you look at Roman Dolidze, he's a hairy dude. So he looks like a bear first of all, right? And then he also fights like a bear. He's grappling. He's just like holding people. So I think this is fitting, right? And he's also Georgian, so it's a perfect nickname, right? Roman, the Georgian Bear Delitzia. I think that's pretty fitting. Yeah, based on the way he looks and the way he fights, right? So I think that's a good one. Up next, this one isn't really it doesn't make sense, to be honest. It doesn't really make sense. Magomed the Mole Ankalaev. To be honest, he hasn't really mauled anyone. Maybe Anthony Smith, but that wasn't super crazy. And then before that, he had a bunch of guys that weren't ranked, I think, right? So it's not the most fitting name in terms of his style, but I just didn't know what to put. I think, and I think a lot of guys like heavyweight already have nicknames. Right? You got Jamal Sweet Dream Hill, Sweet Dreams Hill. You got Yuri, Haskell. I guess Yuri doesn't have a nickname, does he? Doesn't he? Well, BJP doesn't he? I don't know. Maybe he does have one. But yeah, you got Alex Poatan Pro. You got Rakic the Rocket Rakic. Yeah, Alexander the Rocket Rakic. And then Polish Power Jan. So all of them have nicknames. Magomed was the only guy, and I don't know. I just didn't know. Oh, I spelled it wrong. I put Magomedov. It's Magomed Ankalaev. Yeah. Wait, this is a bad. This is a bad look. I didn't include Delancey on the previous slide. Now I just put Magomedov. Yeah, it's Magomed Ankalaev. But yeah, the nickname. Yeah, I don't know. He was just the only guy, and there isn't really nothing comes to mind. He's not the most interesting. He's the most interesting person. His personality. And his fighting style isn't super. There's nothing I can point to, right? So I guess the Mauler, it just sounds cool. To be honest, I just thought it sounded cool, and I don't know. Maybe that nickname will become more fitting in the future. Maybe we'll start if he beats Per, and he starts becoming more, I don't know, dominant on the ground. Maybe he starts ground and pounding people on the ground, starts dominating them. Then maybe it'll become a more fitting nickname. So as of right now, it's not fitting. It just sounds cool, right? And the last one in the heavyweight division, I think this is a good one. We got Tom Flash Aspinall. I think this is very fitting. Tom, in a little bit, like, yeah, he's just very fast, right? His fighting style is super fast. He has fast speed, and he finishes fights super quick, right? So I think this is fitting the way he kind of fights. And also, yeah, I guess when you're watching his fights, if you're there in person, you go, go toilet, you come back, it's probably over, right? It's probably already over. So he's one of those guys. Finishes, he fights fast. He's the fastest heavyweight probably ever, to be honest, right? And he finishes fights super quick. I think it's the shortest fight time in history. I think right now. I think, yeah. I mean, given a minimum number of fights, going into that record, he probably has I think he has to finish fast time ever. So I think this is very fitting, and also it just sounds cool, right? Tom Flash Aspinall. You can hear. You can see Bruce Buffer pronouncing that, right? But yeah, that's the end of the video. I think these are some cool nicknames, except for maybe Ankalaev. I think most of these are fitting. We got the Flash Aspinall, the Georgian Bear, Hitman, the Black Belt Killer, El Relampaga. I think this one's super cool. I think you should take this nickname, Young Eagle, the Twister. Yeah, I think these are super cool. What just happened there? Let's go back here. Yeah, these are super cool nicknames. And yeah, I think these fighters should take on these nicknames, right? So yeah, that's the end of the video. Let me know, guys. Oh yeah, I guess comment down below if you I guess know any other fighters that don't have nicknames and what nicknames you'd give for them, or if you change one of these guys, you change the nicknames for one of these guys if you think there's one that's more fitting. But yeah, that's it for today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.